Yo, it's Sway.
Sway.
Sway. Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
In the morning.
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 Only on Shade 45.
Wake your fuck ass up.
Yeah. Bitches.
Mary Williams has joined us. The memoir is called The Lost Daughter. Man, you've had, such a adverse life. You faced a lot of adversity in your life.
Yeah. Had a lot of amazing stuff too. More amazing than adversity.
Okay, and so what if there's one arching theme that's come from all of this that people who are tuned in right now, who are facing a lot of adversity and also having a lot of amazing things happen, what would it be?
I think at the heart of the book, the book is about mothers and about forgiveness. And as a child, I really, really hated my birth mother because as a child, you don't understand the socioeconomic things that have driven my mother to do the things she did, that, the racism, the sexism. A child isn't thinking that. A child is thinking my mother is treating me badly. That's all you're thinking. But I've had 30 years to reflect and realize and respect what my mother did in the best way that she could do. And that's kind of what the book is about, that after 30 years of being away from Oakland, deciding that it was time to go back and reconnect and forgive. And that's what I do in the book. I actually go back. And for me, I did a lot of things along the way, I think, to prepare me for that. I hiked the Appalachian Trail all by myself. I biked across the country. I did all these crazy kind of things, spent, months in Antarctica working down there. But I think I was just building up my strength and my endurance for an emotional journey, which was to go back home. And so I finally got to do that last year.
How was it?
It was, it was deep. And it's still ongoing. It's painful. I respect her. I know her now. As a child, I didn't know her because that was a time where, kids, you don't get in grown folks' business and don't get in my mouth. And, so you weren't really talked to and what's going on with you. So she didn't know me and I didn't know her. And this was the first time we got to know each other as mother and daughter was, when I'm in my 40s. And it was powerful. She's funny as heck. She's like living her second teenager, because she never got to be a teenager. I was born when she was 23 and I was her fifth child.
Wow.
So here she is living on her own. I don't think she's, ever had a house that was just all hers, and she had her stuff out because before we would have broke that stuff. So, she got to have her own space. She's playing video games. She's reading her book. She likes that True Blood series or whatever. And
on HBO.
Yeah.
Showtime or HBO. I'm a big
HBO.
Fan. HBO. I watch it.
Yeah. So it was kind of nice to see her doing what she wants to do and not have to worry about, all these children that she had, although that was her job. But, I just have to take her as she is and respect her as she is. And it's hard. There's ups and downs still in the relationship.
Not to cut you off, but you said something I can identify with, which is why I wanted you here growing up in Oakland, in the 70s, and you said you finally went back. And then when you walked in here, you asked me, when did you leave? Were you an adult when you leave? It seems like everyone who I know, you got to leave Oakland.
You got to
leave Oakland. You
got to. Please leave, at least for a while.
Yeah.
There's an amazing documentary out that this group in Oakland did, and it was primarily focused on women, but the same applies to men, too. Just how hard it is to be a female growing up in poor areas in Oakland, just the predatory behavior that goes on, the pimp mentality and all that kind of stuff. And there's just not a lot of positivity. And so if we leave and then we come back, we can bring some of that in.
Bring it back, right?
Bring it back, yeah.
All right. Mary Williams is hanging out. You had a question?
I did.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about hip hop because I feel like you could say that hip hop is the black movement right now that's most widespread. So do you think that hip hop is good for the black community, or you feel like it's a hazard?
I think certain kinds of, because I don't think everybody, I can listen to some hardcore rap and hear a lot of misogyny, but I get that it doesn't impact me and it doesn't change my behavior, but I don't think a lot of people can hear that and realize that that's just entertainment.
Right.
So, I don't know. That's a tough question. I'm not about censorship or anything like that. I think if you're a rapper out there and you are making a lot of money, just give back. Whatever you're getting off of a little bit of negativity that you're doing, at least try to balance that out by giving back to the community that most affects.
So the profit you're making off of the hazardous messaging that you may have in your music.
At least help the problem you're creating.
Exactly. Right. Give back to the problem.
Mary, you said recently, you said off air recently that you did Oprah Winfrey. I'm interested into what did you talk to Oprah about and why were you on her show?
Yeah, I was promoting my book.
She knew about your story prior to?
Actually, you know what's funny is that when I was a kid and I had just moved to my mom's house, Jane's house in Santa Monica, we would have these parties at the house, and they were always about fundraising, and we were raising money for anti-apartheid activities. And Oprah Winfrey came to those. And every year we would go to Aspen for Christmas, and I would always see Oprah Winfrey and Quincy Jones and Stedman and all them. And but I think I was a kid, and so I don't think she was like, oh, she wasn't connecting me, but I was like, oh my God, it's Oprah. So she knew my story peripherally, but I don't think she understood who that little black girl was until I did the book.
Until you did the book. Wow, sitting in front of Oprah must have been great.
Yeah, we have a lot in common, a lot. We talked after the show, and we have a lot in common.
So she's regular.
She's so, I was talking about that with my publicist. She's real regular.
Real regular, right?
Real regular. Everything you've heard about her, that she's great or whatever, she really is a super down-to-earth, incredible, beautiful human being. And I don't say that about people if I'm not serious.
Plus $1 billion doesn't hurt.
And $1 billion doesn't hurt because she's giving back with that $1 billion. She was actually there with one of her adopted daughters. She actually has 16 girls from her school that she actually personally mentors and takes care of. They were on their way to a ski trip right after they left.
When does it air, Mary?
It already did. It aired.
How did we miss that?
Yeah.
Well, we could probably go on demand or something
and catch
on her.
it out. Definitely.
Mary Williams, thank you for coming by.
Thank you. Jane Fonda is an angel. Yes.
Big fan of hers.
Yes.
Tell her a guy named Sway that works at Shade 45 is a big fan of her.
I will.
Work at MTV too as well.
Yes.
Throw that on there.
Your resume, Sway.
Okay. All right, Mary, get the book, you guys. If you tuned in to Lost Daughter, a memoir by Mary Williams, you can go online and get it, right?
Yes.
You go on Shore
major bookstores everywhere.
All right, thank you for coming by.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.